Right. We should be about good. Cool. YouTube sees us. Sweet. Hello, people. How is everybody? Yeah. Sweet. How's everybody doing? Hello, Fireman Sam. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Gaming Boy. Hello, BLND King and Super User. Hello, Miss Lav. How is everyone? Getting lots of notifications that I'm live. Cool. Yeah, how's everybody doing this week? Hello, G. How you doing? How's everybody's week been? Get that chat up. Yeah, mixed. I'm quite crippled today. I've been a fair bit of pain, so fun times. Hello, Kirshen. Hello, Robbie. How are you guys? You're good. Managed to get hands on a white Define R6. Ah, nice. Nice one. Hi, Dan. Hello, Rick. How's your week been? So it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen you, Rick. Right? Unless I'm mistaking things. Quite possible, but either way, yeah. What have I been playing with this week? I've been playing with that. In fact, can you see that anymore? You can just about see the tip of it. I've only just brought it downstairs, but it is the QNAP TS877, which is the new Ryzen 7 NAS. It's just a Ryzen 1700, 16 gigs of RAM, space for a full-size graphics card, and two one slot expansion slots, two X4s, I think. Space for M.2 drives, space for SSDs, space for 6 hard drives. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Do you need a Ryzen 7 NAS? Me? No, of course not. Do I have one? Currently, yes. You just sprayed the front of the black panel white, just didn't fit with me. Ah, fair play. Fair enough. Well. Does anyone need one? I can see a use case for it, yeah. I think the most confusing thing about this is that one is about £2,000 for the Ryzen 7 1700, and that's obviously it's with a boot drive, but it's like a 32 gig boot drive that you can't access or something like that. It's a little A-Pacer like custom SSD. And obviously it's a Ryzen 1700 with a cooler, a motherboard, and a case and a power supply, basically. And even if you include boot drive, that hardware itself doesn't come to more than maybe £500 at most. RAM as well, but 16 gigs of RAM. So it's a little bit confusing as to why that costs £2,000, which is essentially 4x the bomb cost, but hey. Rick have been bloated. Fair play. Robbie just got an 8700K. What MOBOs do you recommend? Generally speaking, any of the obviously because you've got the K, you want Z370, but any of the Gigabyte Asus MSI boards are generally pretty good. I think if you want the best BIOS, Asus or MSI. If you want good BIOS updates, although I know they've had one time recently, and generally good support depending on where you are, then Gigabyte is normally pretty good. But yeah, I mean, generally any of those. Really, if depends what your price range is. The sort of ultra gaming Pro Carbon, Prime Deluxe or whatever kind of boards are generally pretty good. Luca, no, it's just YouTube is terrible with posting or talking about it. Talking about the live stream, that is. You can build it for way less. Yes, yes, you can, and you can build it for the same size as well. Hello, Moosey. Yes, I do have a Huntsman. I'll be doing a review of that in a while. A couple weeks. Also, hello, Bugs on Twitch. Huntsman review scheduled for the 27th, the Friday. Nanosuit versus Iron Man. Live unboxing. Because you're that desperate, from the small arrow key presses, I don't like the feel of a key switch that much. It's a clicky yet short travel distance and very light, so it's the worst of all of the cherry keys combined. So personally, I would much prefer it to feel a lot more like a brown. But yeah, I'll give the actual key switch type a shot in a bit. Man, I joined a chat the other night with some tech guy, and the other was Paul Hardware. I swear those guys constantly going on about donating and mainly answering the folks that paid. It went nuts. I do remember Paul doing an impromptu live stream about the controversy or the idiocy, really. And I watched that, but I tend to not watch or is it Awesome Hardware personally, but Gamer will be back, just got out of Lidl. Nice. Azazel. I got the Fantex P400 with a RX 580 Ryzen 2600 overclocked to 3.9 with 16 gigs of RAM and X470 Asus board. Nice. Sounds like a great great build. Where am I? Ryzen 2700X or 8700K. So Robbie Robotex has 8700K and Azazel, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, says 2700X. Generally speaking, it depends what you're doing, but Z-Dog, are you gaming and a bit of photo editing? So in theory, you will get better immediate performance with the 8700K, but overall and longevity-wise, the 2700X is probably a better choice. And also, if you're playing at 1440p, then yeah, probably aiming more towards 2700X. But yeah, X or Dan, my housemate is going to China for a year, and he's obviously going to need a VPN. Anyone got suggestions for a good cheap one? PIA, private internet access. What I use. I recommend it. Linus has a deal or something on it if you can use him. I think I was going to sign up for their affiliate thing. I might do that because it's they are genuinely good and decent support. So just downloading your CPU. Why have you not updated to carbon fiber crutches? Well, see, carbon fiber has great sort of, I guess, if you make a pull out of it, great strength that way, but not great compression strength. So, hello F7, how you doing? Push Tech Talks, next gen mid-range NVIDIA GPUs if they launch near Navi or wait for Navi. So I've heard a lot of people talking about Navi. I've heard nothing from AMD about Navi though. And generally speaking, I would say that at least current track record, every time AMD tries to do something amazing and innovative in the GPU sector, even if they do something amazingly innovative and whatever in the GPU sector, the problem is that a lot of their innovativeness in the architectures and stuff like that, they don't they don't tend to work with enough game engine developers to make it worth going with them for performance improvements. Rick, thank you for the the super chat. 1080 Ti versus Vega 64 in 3 years. In 3 years' time, it will be interesting to see. I think AMD does have a tendency to get a little bit better over time, whereas NVIDIA tends to be pretty constant. If in 3 years' time things like Navi help with the architecture, there's your super chat, then that if that performance gain can trickle down to what is essentially a fairly similar architecture, I assume, with Vega, then potentially it could be better. But yeah, if it's not, if we don't see any game engine changes and things like that to harness the different designs of the AMD GPUs, I don't think we're going to see a massive improvement over time. But yeah. Dan, yes, PIA is blocked by Netflix, as far as I can tell anyway, at least most of their servers. G, I'm in fair play. I don't know. CMDR, something about the new GPU, indeed. Did someone else say something about the GPUs? I know F7's buzzing about his £135 RX 480. I'm looking forward to hearing about that one. You are buying a house, right? Oh, it was Azazel again. I'm just gonna call you Mills, if that's all right. Do you think we should wait for the new GPUs to come out to make an upgrade? So honestly, I have no idea when they're in theory coming out, so I can't tell you. If they are coming out very soon, then it's probably worth holding off, even if it's just for a small price reduction. But generally speaking, yeah, if you have an RX 580, generally speaking, I would say hold off, and then see. But yeah. Hello, Skymaster. How you doing? For the banter, you were in China a few weeks ago. NordVPN works well. Interesting. Isn't? Oh no, that was pure VPN. That was it. You also asked, what would you advise for a relatively future-proofed machine that can stomp game streaming and Creative Cloud apps like Premiere? Just made the jump from Vegas to Adobe. Nice one. So personally, I'm still running a 1700X overclocked with a 1080, and I'm very happy with it. I expect that unless I upgrade resolutions significantly, I'm currently on 1080p, but you know, if I were to jump to 4K, I would have a problem. But at 1080p, I think unless you're really chasing the numbers, I think you're going to be fairly happy with that sort of configuration. You know, if you went with say 26 or a 2700X and oh, more super chat. Thank you, Rick. I'll jump back in a sec. So yeah, something like a 2700X and a 1080, or if you really want to go super future-proof, then something like a 1080 Ti, and I think you'll be happy for a good few years to come. I could tell you about the new NVIDIA GPUs, but NDA. No, I'm not under NDA. I don't work with NVIDIA directly. Kind of wish I did, just for access to information and stuff like that, but yeah. Rick says Intel just joined AMD for FreeSync and Vulkan. Yeah, I think they've been in the FreeSync side of things for a number of years. Or they've been at very least talking about supporting it. So yeah, not overly surprised. Luca, waiting for your first ICT paycheck. Nice one. Dan, NordVPN is expensive. That's the biggest issue with it. Yeah, if he's desperate for what you call it? If he's desperate for a Netflix VPN, then I actually don't have any recommendations, because I don't know that there is anything explicitly I can recommend for that. I don't have any experience with it, but yeah. I know that PIA works well and that they have good support and that they do work in the Asian regions. For the bouncer, nice one. Is this whole stigma about a decrease in Ryzen's performance with Adobe Software BS? So I've not seen any decrease in performance. The only thing that I know of that you may be talking about is just the in comparison to Intel's QuickSync or whatever, it's faster in explicitly rendering applications, like just conversion rendering kind of thing, or like if you've cut a video up and it's just the video that you're exporting as opposed to having anything else on top of that, then it's faster. But as I said, I'm plenty happy with my 1700X, and I've not seen any decrease in performance explicitly. So yeah. Bugs just purchased a Vega 64 Sapphire Nitro Plus. Nice. Has some annoying features. Like what? It's the Dollar Shave Club box running late this month. No, I can't be bothered sometimes. IP vanished about £10 a month. I think private internet access is £30 a year. So yeah. I was suggesting getting a cheap VPS and running OpenVPN if you want it proper cheap. Yeah, although I don't know that you can get a VPS for that cheap, so yeah. Rick, will the Xbox 2 be Navi? I believe it should be. That is the expectation. I don't know when it's meant to come out though, and I also don't know if they're planning on launching Navi in custom solutions first before launching it public, or if they're going to launch the Xbox with Navi and Ryzen alongside Navi discrete cards. So Stroppo, £50 for a 1080 or Vega 64. What do you mean £50 for either of those? There is a Dell monitor. Oh, okay, you're talking about monitors. Nice. Scaleway is 2 years a month. Okay, fair play. What new content you got coming? We have. So tomorrow is an Intel 8600, GTX 1070, and B360 motherboard build guide video. Changing things up a bit, so I'd like to hear your feedback on that. And then on Monday we have the Creative Sound Blaster X G5 versus the AE5, slightly versus inbuilt audio as a bit of a comparison. And then on Wednesday we have a mouse guide. So a kind of a £25 to £50 kind of budget gaming mouse guide. And then there will be 3 videos out before the live stream. There won't be a Friday video next week, but that because Corsair's launching a new cooler, which is coming out at 2 PM on Thursday. So then the live stream will be just in the evening as usual, but the Friday's video is on Thursday. Cough cough, Navi 2019, Polaris refresh 2018. Interesting. That'll be interesting to see. Andy, I realized that I watched the TechteamGB review of the Moto 360 smartwatch many moons ago. You didn't do it though. No, that was Tom. He bought it, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, nice. I found Geekawatt, James alerted me to yet another channel who has like stolen my videos and then re-uploaded them with their own Amazon affiliate links. The channel is just full of that content, and while each video only has a couple hundred views or whatever at most, it's still a couple hundred views on 50 or so videos. So there's a few thousand views total, and even if a couple of those people who have watched those videos have clicked on the links or whatever at any point, it means that they're getting revenue for my videos basically, which is incredibly annoying when they just re-upload them, or when they like cut them and re-upload them and stuff like that. So yeah, I did a copyright strike as usual and taken down pretty quickly, but the fact that YouTube does nothing about it is quite annoying. Starman, I am today, as kind of yesterday. I was at Thorpe Park yesterday actually, for a friend's birthday, and I was generally all right all day until the last couple of rides where I could barely walk, and partner had to go and get my wheelchair so that I can get back to the car, and then we had to stop off for some food, or stop off at a Sainsbury's or whatever, and had to use the wheelchair to get around as well. So and then also today, just regular shop, had to drive to the Asda that's like 10 feet down the road, and then wheelchair around the shop as well. So yeah, fun times. Andy, someone copied my tutorial in their video. They opened Safario and my videos there. That is impressively stupid. F7, yes it is. Mills, I noticed this new generation is more into CGI than gameplay. It's more to a game than graphics. Graphics is like the icing on the cake, but gameplay is where the cake is at. Yeah, I think to a point. I don't think that you can blame it on a specific generation, because it's not the generation itself that is making the games. It's like, a couple of generations older. But yeah, I would generally say that the push for better graphic fidelity seems to have somewhat stagnated personally. The last couple years, I don't know that we've seen games that are significantly better, at least kind of main world. And we've actually seen a lot of games that have gone explicitly more cartoony and more, I guess, less lifelike, often in the things in the name of optimization. So yeah. For the bouncer, that's rather scummy. YouTube should have some sort of visual detection system to determine re-uploads, and maybe two-factor authentication to prove it's yours if you have to re-upload. Yeah, so what's interesting So what's interesting is if you re-upload the same video to your own channel, YouTube immediately detects it, flags it, and will block the upload. That's if it's to your own channel. If someone else literally just downloads and then re-uploads the video, even with the exact same title, YouTube does nothing about it. So that means that when YouTube messes up the scheduling for videos and they go out early and then I pull them down rather quickly and then re-upload them, you can't reschedule the video once it's gone live, so you have to delete it and re-upload it. The problem is that what I want to be able to do is re-upload it, copy all of the tags and everything, and then delete the old one. But what will often happen is I'll be copying all the tags and the description and stuff like that, and then by the time it's uploaded, because it checks the video before it starts actually processing it, the first thing that will happen is that it will immediately flag the video. So if I don't delete the old one before it hits processing, it will delete that one as well, which means that I can often lose both sets of videos, and then I have to just re-tag, re-description, retitle it all. So that's fun times. Yes, Martin, agreed. But yes, hello. How you doing? What interesting tech have you been checking out this week? I I had that yesterday since my Steam video had some flagged music I thought was free to use, trimmed by 5 seconds and re-uploaded. It was fine. Yeah, but the fact that you trimmed it changes the MD5 checksum, which is what YouTube checks. They check that checksum, and if it's the same as any of your uploaded videos, then it auto rejects it. I got a video banned, so I uploaded it to my other channel and they banned that also. What video? How did it get banned? Why? Yeah, fun times. What else was I playing with? Oh yeah, obviously Moosey was here earlier, but I do also have a Razer Huntsman that I'll be checking out at some point in the next coming days. Well, the video won't be out for another 2 weeks, but you know, I will be doing a video on that at some point. I've also got a so I get a lot of emails from Amazon sellers, you know, and most of it's like, please check out our like iPhone case, like please review our like, I don't know, USB cables and like iPhone wireless charging docks and stuff. And you know, obviously none of that is in any way relevant or worth any of my time. But occasionally I get emails from kind of like gaming accessory people, and also most of that is rubbish anyway, because it's like just like complete cheap OEM knockoff, like really terrible, you know, gaming mice or membrane keyboards and stuff. But there was one Easy SMX or something like that, or Easy MX, something along those lines. That emailed me to say we have this keyboard we'd like you to review. And again, normally I say no, but it's this one is interesting because their Amazon listing explicitly lists it as waterproof. Now, it explicitly says waterproof or resistant to water or something like that. So I'll be testing that. It's mechanical as well, by the way. For the banter, I ended up with 2 copyright claims on my channel for a recent PUBG montage me and my squad made for a laugh. Made sure it wasn't monetized though, so they didn't screw me. Fair play. Yeah. You can use a lot of royalty-free music from the YouTube library. There's a full library of a good few thousand songs that you can check out, and that definitely that's definitely of use to you. Basically, super user tried to review something in the buff. Vega will come good because of programming consoles. All the consoles use AMD tech. Yes, they do. I think that once the newer consoles are out, it will definitely help because of the newer architecture versus current gen architecture, where obviously we've got effectively Polaris in the current consoles, or older. So we're seeing, well, you see optimizations for that. That architecture is a lot more similar to the NVIDIA architecture, whereas obviously with things like HBM2 that Vega and Navi and stuff will be using, that requires a lot more optimization that we're currently not seeing. So I think I agree, long-term, the Vegas and Navis will succeed over the sort of 10 series cards, but you're looking at probably that sort of 3 to 5 year return on investment, if you like, in terms of being better. F7. No, we have officially blacklisted each other, because that's not the first time that that sort of reaction happened. So yeah, no. Super user way back, it was routing video which had links in, but I got that overturned. Okay, fair play. Ow. What are your favorite games? So Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, occasionally PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, GTA 5. What was it? Killing Floor 2 is good fun occasionally. Borderlands 2. I just played Her Story. It's a single player like sort of story game, but I massively recommend it. I played the beginner's guide recently, which is good as well. Realm Royale occasionally, and Totally Accurate Battlegrounds. I've had 2 strikes this year. Had to remove 135,000 views. Gutted but clean now. Okay, fair play. Fair enough. Must get a game of PUBG or Siege with you. You should try Gears of War 4 on PC. The Horde mode and multiplayer is quite good and super optimized. Okay, fair play. The only problem with Gears of War is that it installs to your C drive and nothing else, and I'm not having that. Mostly because I don't have space. F7, don't worry, Andy, I'll pick up the slack. I've declined a couple offers though, just because the thing was a bit meh. Yeah, that happens. You can change that, okay. How long has that feature been there? There's a setting to install games on a different drive by default. Okay. 4 months, so not that long then. Fair enough. Yeah, do they still like triple encrypt all of the game files as well? Right, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean fair enough, but yeah. I actually finished the internet this week, now I'm waiting for the next update. You can never finish the internet. Luca, why are you watching my Ryzen, my most sold tech video while watching the stream? Monster install, that's like 124 gig. Ouch, okay. Yeah, that's bigger than like every game ever. No, I mean, what's GTA 5 at now? 90 gig? I think something like that. Maybe 70, but what's the installed size? That's like the entire size of my Windows partition, yeah. It's a lot of bloody content. I expect very bloody, yes. So that's not my games drive. Steam library, Steam apps, common. These have a lot of games. GTA. No, why were you installing? Adobe Acrobat or whatever just was like, we're going to restart now. Like, no, you're not. Oh, bugs. The Vega 64, whilst undervolting, it's fine, but when I'm trying to overclock it and get some benchmark scores, it constantly downclocks itself, even when it's undervolted. Seems to be at the slightest sign of less GPU use. I'll figure it out, but I do wish I purchased a 1080 benchmarking, and those seem simpler. Fair play. Yeah, GTA 75 gig. 79. Okay. Currently mine is installed at 75, but it's possible there's updates pending. Hey Nate, how you doing? Forza 7 is 100 gig. Ouch. Rick, who has an 8-core FX? I do have a couple. But as I said before, I don't use them that much. Scamaster, 7820X versus Threadripper 1900X. What's better for 3D modeling? So I don't really know why you would go with unless. See, the Threadripper 1900X for me is a very confusing chip because it is essentially just an 1800X, but in a bigger socket. Which means it's more difficult to cool, more annoying to cool. The motherboards are more expensive. So really, as far as I'm aware, unless there is a difference in caching, which I don't think there is, or how the CCXs are laid out, which again I don't think there is. generally speaking, I would say the comparison should be 1800X versus 7820X, in which case they're pretty similar. Explicitly for 3D modeling, I can't remember benchmarks off the top of my head for either, but is the 1900X really the same price as the 7820X? Because I would imagine that actually, let's just find out 7820X. So it's £440 on Overclockers UK. Okay, what's a 1920X? Okay, so the 1920X is £100 more. All right, okay. What is the 1900X cost? 349, which is 100 less. Okay, so I mean, I don't know that I can recommend the 7820X because it's. I'm right in saying it's 8 core, right? Yeah. So you do have a couple more PCIe lanes. You have 4, well, 8 technically. But I think you have less cache. Not that that's explicitly comparable because Intel versus AMD, you can't just compare that. But you have similar, if not higher, clock speeds on Ryzen. So, yeah. Which 3D CAD package is actually fully multi-core though? I know Inventor is a bit meh using threads. Pretty sure Blender is. I'm not sure about SolidWorks. Yeah. I don't know about Fusion 360, even though I use that one. Maya, I think, does pretty well with cores. So yeah. Vectorworks, I'm not sure, I'm afraid. Nice one, Luca. So yeah, Skymaster. If you're directly comparing them, then I would say probably 1900X. But generally, I would say if you go out and got a 2700X and a X470 board, then I think you'd probably save a bit of money, and you'd get very similar performance. Right, okay, fair play. So yeah, again, something like a 2700X, in theory, you have ECC memory support if you want it, and most of the motherboards, I believe, support it. You can check that with the motherboard. And then, yeah, generally speaking, I would say check out the 2700X, something like that instead, because the motherboards are a good bit more expensive. Although, if you went with a 1900X and you got a decent X399 board, then it should have an update for the newer Threadrippers, which then means that you could then buy the like 2900X or whatever it is and get whatever that offers, more cores or something, higher clock speeds, and no, I'd say at this sort of price point, get a 2700X and a decent X470 board. I think that's probably the best of all of the worlds, as far as I'm aware, really. So basically, it's just the one we use isn't for a company with 100,000 employees. That's a bad choice. Yes, it is. Yeah, Ryzen 2700X is probably the best shout overall, I would think. I mean, anyone else in the chat, feel free to jump in. Does YouTube work on XP with a Pentium 4? I believe so, yeah. It'll be slow, but it should work. Hello, Steve. Hello, Kev. Thanks for tuning in. You're only 40 minutes late. Nah, that's fine. Glad to have you. Any interesting stuff this week you guys have been up to? 1700 user here, and it's more than enough threads for pretty much everything I do. Happy with that. Yeah. 1700x user here. Martin is not happy with your timing, Kev. And Nath, I agree. Earlier than ever. More the merrier, right? Nath, what game are we playing after this? Charlie Puth, thank you. Why have you been there, Kev? What are you doing? Hello, Mohammed. How are you doing? Skymaster, you're a 1600X user. So in that case, you can probably just update your BIOS and get the 2700X, and you get more cores, more threads, more speed. Yay! Hello, Ish. Glad to have you here. Glad you made it. Oh dear. Apparently it's against company policy to RDP into my own server on the company laptop. Nice. It's for my job, not here. Ah, okay, fair play. Charlie, how much does a decent streaming setup cost on a whole? It kind of depends what you're after, and also somewhat depends on the games you want to play, but if you want to go bare bones streaming setup, then really any decent gaming PC will stream you just fine if you use the NVENC encoder. There's very little performance hit, so you're probably talking about £600 to £1,000 for a relatively decent sort of 1080p system that would handle that fine. If you're going for higher end, then you can go with a the sort of, I guess, £1,000 to £1,500 price point, where you can get more a high end CPU, and then you can do X.264 encoding. And then if you're looking at the sort of like 2,000 plus, then it's probably worth you getting a second streaming system and just doing display capture with one of the Elgato capture cards or something. Yeah. But I like the option. I liked the option of just upgrade to the 2700X. I have the Corsair 6 Hero or 7 Hero. I think you have the 6 unless you've bought it recently. I have a system I'm selling that I've streamed on for £40. Nice. 700 even. Which one is it? 40 or 700? Just a random question. What's the download speed in the UK? So it varies. My current one, which is pretty standard, is 70 megabits per second. But you can get Virgin Media, who do up to 300 or 350 megabits per second, and in different areas they do full. There's certain companies like GigaClear and stuff who do full gigabit Ethernet down, up and down synchronous, which is great. Whereas my face is probably cut off that thing. In the center of Nottingham, you can get gigabit. Really? Who from? 70 megabit down in the house. In the F7 shed, though, not much. I'm on 200 with Virgin Media, but can be a bit unstable, getting better lately. Nice. You have a download of 200 kilobytes per second. Damn, whereabouts are you? I used to have something like that, but... Well, Weatherspoon... Well, yes, but that's because they're a business and they can afford a T1 line. Also, why... Only you, Dan, would go to Weatherspoons and then do a speed test. Only you. I love you, really. So basically, lads, we need to move to Weatherspoons. I'm a business, but I have a lot less turnover. That's gotta be informed. Oh dear. Weatherspoons land sash. That's it, we're getting this involved. Pub Tech UK. What's with the email, Super User? Oh dear, this is an interesting chat. I'm getting this 300 up. Nice. I'll have a long trip to do. Spoons has nice, good food. Nice. I mean, I don't know that you call it nice, but fair play. Matt TX, I'm using a 5-year-old 1650 V2 Xeon, so not really want to chime in about new chips. Fair play. About 110 miles. Fair enough. Good value. Okay, I'll give you that one. I could be in Nottingham this weekend, so stay indoors. Nice. Oh dear. What a chat. What a chat you guys are. Oh. Is there a difference between 120 and 240 hertz monitors? So yes and no. If you're a pro, then yes, but if you're an average person, then I would say no. Obviously, the higher the refresh rate you get, the better it is gonna be for you. But generally speaking, I would say just get 120. F7 in the Discord. Internet speed test of 35.8 down and 7.3 up. Yeah. Thanks, Nath. Ah dear. By the way, if you haven't joined the Discord, feel free to check it out. There's a link in the description of the stream. Shed Tech UK. Yeah, you can join the Discord and chat with us as folks whenever you fancy. You can also be notified about videos. In fact, actually, I'd be interested. So I've over the last few months, I've seen a fairly sharp decline in views from YouTube. Nothing drastic, nothing terrible, but I've seen a lot less regular viewership. And while I have been changing the content, I've been changing it for what I think for the better. While it's not really seen much benefit. So I'm interested, what would be the best way to notify you of videos? Because while YouTube probably does it, I can't trust them. And obviously I do post on Twitter and on Facebook. I've got Instagram now, and I'm starting to do a few sort of like teaser type videos on Instagram for IGTV. But yeah, what's the best way to notify you about my videos? Email subscription? Okay. RSS? Okay. VidIQ, YouTube Buddy, playlist and series. Fair enough. Nathan is a legend, give him some milk. Yes, Nath. Got a new lighting rig today and a green screen for my birthday, so playing Ghostman right now. Nice. Nice. Phone us personally. Postcard telegram. Oh dear. I second the telegram. "50 Shades of Grey." Oh wow. Advert in the New York Times. Great. Slate. Pigeon. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm glad that I asked. Strippergram Andy optional. Thank you, Luca. Nice one, Jura. Check it out on Twitter. You have so many updates to do for your motherboard. Yeah. Me mandatory. What, your bald ass. More Windows updates. Nice. Smoke signals. Instagram would actually be interesting. Cool. We're getting somewhere. But no, seriously, what's the best way to keep you updated about the videos? Because obviously YouTube doesn't really do that well. So many viable options. 2 cups and some string. Get Snapchat, interesting. Mark could do smoke signals with his vape. I got the notices from YouTube. Alright, okay. Discord? Yeah. That's actually a point. If you want to be notified on Discord, there is the @TechteamGB viewers group. Let me know if you want to be notified on Discord, and I will add you to that group so that you can be notified for that. Notified for them. If you post in the TechteamGB videos channel, like add me or something, I will pop them up. I get notified for some videos through Instagram. Currently? I don't post to Instagram currently. That'd be impressive. Discord is a good option. Cool. I didn't get the notice from YouTube. Not your visit. Ah, okay, fair play. Gotcha. We need more selfies on Insta. Insta TV. Yeah, I've got a few videos that are going up for that. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Valencia for the win. Is that football? Don't talk about football here. Thank you, Charlie. Luca 1060 Ti. What? I'm not sure that's a thing. Zero Captain 360 versus Kraken X62. Generally Kraken. Oh. Oh yeah. See, that's how little I use Instagram. In fact, what are the other filters? Because I genuinely don't use it. Let's use your picture, Moosey. Because WhatsApp auto downloads it to my phone. Clarendon, Gingham, Moon, Lark, Reyes, Juno, Slumber, Crema, Ludwig, Aden, Perpetua, Aramaro, Mayfair, Rise, Hudson, Valencia, X Pro 2, Sierra, Willow, Lo-Fi, Inkwell, Hefe, Nashville. There we go. The one where you're sitting on a bed waiting for break to do something funny with snacks. Moosey laying crazy shade. Indeed. You filthy casual. Getting 2 8GB R9 290s. Why? Why? Stream gaming. I do occasionally, but this is good fun for chatting to folk. I keep getting timed out, god damn it, but Breakers Bay. You're a bit of a Break fanboy, aren't you? No, super user. F7 snacks. Nice. Why not for 310 pounds? The best performance. Yeah, but Crossfire won't work on like 80%. Actually, I'd scratch that. 99% of games. It'll run hot and it'll be rather loud. So actually, for £310, I think. Well, but you're talking about used. So for used, you can probably get at least a 1070 for £300, and that's probably better performance. Custom looping. Are they pre-water cooled? McDonald's background intel and a video on the right. What? Oh, this video has so many. This website has so many ads. Hello, Prashanthan. How you doing? Moosey has great experience with getting 1070s for less than £300. Can use them to heat the house though. So Jura, they're not pre-water cooled, and they. Like, yeah, no, don't. I would go with just like, okay, I mean, fair enough, but still, yeah. I can't. Sorry, I can't personally recommend that. If you want to do it, fair enough. You can probably get it used Vega 56. Yeah. Charlie, there already is one. TechteamGB.co.uk. Check it out. Z-Dog, I would love to. Sadly, economics. Just because you have the power supply doesn't mean that you want to be able to. You want to use all of it. Have you seen the Xiaomi notebook? The build quality for the price is amazing. I haven't, but it'd be interesting to take a look. Cameron Weston, hello, how you doing? Z-Dog, yep. Dan, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about used. Ish, we don't talk about that. I did actually meet Linus at Computex last year. It was interesting, and I have spoken to him especially about the Present One launcher that I sort of wrote. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah, that was an eBay. Yeah. I met him. He's a nice guy. Nice. Nice. Are you? Is anyone going to the LTX today, tomorrow, whenever it is? I'm on a Linus downer these days. Had a fan meet up in near me in Vancouver. Nice. Was that the Memory Express one? I remember him like talking about that. So many clickbait vids about net speed increases. I've unsubbed. Fair play. Nathan, so does mine exclusively, or like very, very explicitly hates his voice. Your thumbs are looking better. That should get you more views. I would hope so. I do put a bit more effort into them now. Yeah. But yeah. After a quick bit of Google foo, the 290X tends to run slower than a 1066 gig. Wow, okay, fair play. So yeah, go buy a 1070 and you'll get way more performance and way less power usage. Oh dear. Why is setting up Ethernet and XP so hard? Because they didn't bundle a load of drivers with XP, or as many drivers with XP, so you had to manually install everything. Whereas nowadays, you can generally get stuff working at least a little bit with the default drivers, and then you can install your third-party drivers afterwards. My girlfriend is always stealing my t-shirts and sweaters, but if I take one of her dresses, suddenly we need to talk. LTT lost Max and Luke kinda, but still does the occasional good vid. Drama and clickbait to the max though. Yeah, I would kind of agree. I missed Luke. He did great stuff. He was a fun host as well. It was nice to see him in the Nintendo Labo video the other day, but yeah. Treat yourself to a sexy ROG 1060 and it'll never get above 55 degrees. I think Linus has lost his touch a bit. Fair play. Lucas life. Linus doesn't pay enough, probably. No, I mean, Max wanted to go do something else, and then what was it? Luke's now the head of Floatplane Media, which is their basically vessel, but less terrible, I guess. Clickbait is okay as if it's something to do with the thumb. Fair play. EVGA for life. Sapphire. What happened to your Fantex case? It's behind my my curtain. RG is so pretty. Dear. Dan, I think he just really likes the t-shirt, and he probably films a number of videos in a day now, so yeah. Anyway, anyone have any last minute tech questions, or are we all good for this week? Look, Nath, we know your bias. Is Vessel still a thing? No, it's not. It died a very brief death last year, or the year before. All about TechteamGB. Thank you. Asus ROG phone, any news? No, although I'm going to ask for one. Thanks for reminding me. So who's going to RSVP for the Spoons LAN party? Can I not vote myself out? Vine is the best. This and other dead platforms. There we go. Okay. Fun times. EGX, indeed. I'm going to both, Kev. Also, actually, before you all disappear, go check out Kev. He's ClickTech UK. He's a wonderful patron and also makes cool tech videos. He is ClickTech UK in the chat. You can just click his name. Can't click his name here, but you can click his name down wherever it is. And yeah, check him out. Go sub him. He's cool. I tried to explain to my 4-year-old son that it's perfectly normal to accidentally poop in your pants, but he's still making fun of me. Yeah. And with that note, we'll see you all next week. You guys. See ya.